Hi everyone, Stephanie with Mama Bear Inc. Welcome back to my YouTube channel for another card making video. If this is your first visit, thank you very much, and I hope you'll consider subscribing. So today we're going to be making a Christmas card, but it's going to be a bit non-traditional, although the design of the card is a bit traditional for Stampin' Up anyway. But we're going to be using the Gorgeous Grunge stamp set, and we're using this kind of lined image here and this paint splotch. We're also going to be using the Dots for Days background stamp. And if you've never tried Stampin' Up's background stamps, you're missing out, because these are incredible background stamps. They're humongous. You can see they're almost as big as my hand, and so wonderful to use. And then, because it is a Christmas card, we're going to be using the embellished ornament set, and we're using this sentiment here with loving wishes for a bright and beautiful season. All right, the pieces of paper that we're going to need today, this is where we get a bit more traditional. We're going to make our card base of real red cardstock, and this is cut 11 by 4 1/4. I've scored it here at 5 1/2, and we're just going to fold this over and give it a good burnish. And we have created a standard A2 size top folding card, which will fit into Stampin' Up's medium-sized envelopes just perfectly. Beyond that, we are going to need a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and this is cut 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Because we want just a small red border, and because we're going to be doing a lot of stamping on this piece, we want a lot of it to show. Beyond these two pieces, you are going to need a scrap of Very Vanilla, Pear Pizzazz, and Real Red. And what you're going to be doing with these is cutting banners. We're going to be using the Banner Framelits dies set. These are available in our annual catalog, and we're using the 3 largest today. And we are going to cut a large banner from our Real Red cardstock, and the medium here from the Pear Pizzazz, and then the smallest one from the Very Vanilla. So we'll put these aside for just a moment because I want to do our stamping first. And for our stamping, we're going to need our scrap of Very Vanilla, and I'm sorry, I've got glitter all over from past projects. Okay, we need our Very Vanilla piece. And we do want to kind of bring in our little banner here, because I just want to make sure that I'm not stamping somewhere on the Very Vanilla that I'm not going to be able to fit my banner around my sentiment. And again, I've got the sentiment mounted up from the embellished ornament set, and looks like I want to stamp him so that he's going to be at the bottom of the banner. So I think if we stamp kind of right in the center of this Very Vanilla piece, will be just fine. And I'm stamping the sentiment today in our basic black archival stamping ink, and this is available in our holiday catalog, and I really like this archival ink. It stamps nice and crisp, which is why I tend to use it for a lot of sentiments. And so I'm just going to stamp this down right here. Hold it for just a sec, let that ink transfer, and you see how nice and crisp and beautiful an image that you get with the archival black. So I'm pretty pleased with it. I would recommend it if you've been kind of holding off to see what other people thought. I think it's awesome. All right, so that's all the stamping on our Very Vanilla. But now we are going to bring in our Very Vanilla panel. This is the one cut 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And on this piece, we are going to need our Pear Pizzazz and Real Red inks. And we'll start with Real Red and the kind of lined image from Gorgeous Grunge. And we're just going to do this sort of randomly. Let's see, we'll start kind of right here and go down and come over here. There we go. So we've just got some random images. I think I'm going to put one more kind of right there. So we've just got some random lines on there in Real Red. And now we're going to bring in our Pear Pizzazz ink and our blotchy image here, a paint splatter image. Get that inked up real well. And we're going to go kind of right in the corners. So in the top right corner, we'll have a blotch. And in the bottom left corner, we'll have a blotch. And that'll do it for that piece. Now the other stamping that we're going to do with Pear Pizzazz is on our Pear Pizzazz scrap. And for this one, we are going to bring in our Dots for Days background stamp. And I do have this mounted. This is our F block. It's the big, huge one. So I have it mounted here, and I'm just going to cover it with Pear Pizzazz ink. All right, so we'll get this closed up so I don't turn green. And then we need a piece of scrap paper, which I've got here, and our Pear Pizzazz scrap, and we are just going to lay that down on the stamp, put our scratch paper over so our fingers don't get all inky, and give it some good even pressure so we can transfer that ink onto our Pear Pizzazz scrap. We'll get rid of our scratch paper and pick up our piece of Pear Pizzazz, and now we have that wonderful dot image transferred onto our Pear Pizzazz. So at this point, we are ready to start cutting our banners. So we have our Pear Pizzazz, our Real Red, and our Very Vanilla with our sentiment on it. And so again, the large banner is going to be cut from Real Red, the middle size from the Dots for Days Pear Pizzazz, and the smallest banner, kind of centered and at the bottom, is going to be over our sentiment. We are going to take these pieces, sandwich them between two cutting plates, and run them through our Big Shot machine on tab 1 or with your magnetic cutting platform. Now that we have run these through our Big Shot, we can start popping out our banners here. And there is our little sentiment banner. And we are going to layer these banners up now. So we'll take our Pear Pizzazz with Dots for Days and some snail adhesive. And we're just going to put some snail on the back of this. And we are going to center it on the inside of our Real Red banner, like so. And then we'll take our sentiment here and do the same with some snail on the back. And we're going to center this inside our Pear Pizzazz banner. All right. Now I have got some cotton ribbon here. And this is in Pear Pizzazz, and I believe it is a 1/4 inch wide. And I'm going to put some ribbon across the top here, like so. And I'm going to do it in my cheater way, just because that's easier for me. And my cheater way is to cut the length of ribbon and get some snail on the back of it. It's kind of messy, sort of get snail places. Oh well. And then I'm going to line this up on my grid paper so I know I'm getting it nice and straight. And I'm going to lay this down right here. All right, so that is on the front. And then we're just going to fold it over onto the back here and trim off the little pieces. Fold that over and trim. And now we have our ribbon laid down where we want it. And we also have a lot of snail on our work surface. Just watch out for that. And now we are going to make a little Pear Pizzazz bow that's going to go right there. And because I cannot tie bows to save my life, I am going to bring in my bow jig. Now I showed you guys this not too awful long ago on another video. Again, you can purchase these on the internet. They're fairly inexpensive. they kind of do range in price because people do hand make them, but you can get them fairly inexpensively, or if you're really handy, you can build your own. But you literally can create perfect, cute, cute, cute little bows in no time at all. So for us, can't tie a bow to save our lifers, this is really helpful. All right, so there is our little pear pizzazz bow, and we'll get that squared away and taken care of here shortly. First, though, we want to get our card basically put together. And so, excuse me, we are going to be mounting our banner piece on top of the Very Vanilla that we stamped with the Gorgeous Grunge. And at this point, you can have a look at it and you can say, okay, I need some more lines here. I want to fill this in. And you can determine if you want to go back to the Real Red and your Gorgeous Grunge stamp and see if maybe there is a little bit more that you would like to do. And I am sorry, whenever there is a siren anywhere within hearing distance of my dogs, they begin howling. I'm not sure why. It's just, you know, something unique and special about them, and lucky me. Lucky me. All right, now then, let's put this back down, and yeah, that's got a lot more of the color that I'm looking for. So we will get some snail on the back of our banner piece. And they howl for a long time, too. I mean, it's not just while the siren's going off. They have to lament it for a period of time as well. All right. There we go. And we're going to try to get this nice and straight and centered on the cardstock. And I'm not quite sure how I did there. I don't think too bad. It's difficult when you've got lines on the paper, too. All right. And then we will put some snail on the back of the whole shebang here and get it mounted onto our Real Red card base. Oops, there's all that snail I was talking about. Okay, so remember you've got just 1/8 of an inch border all the way around on this one. Now we're going to take our little pear pizzazz bow that we created and some mini glue dots, and mine are a mess right now. Oh no, that's, got some washi tape in the center. Okay, and we're gonna put a glue dot on the back of our bow knot there. And we're gonna put a glue dot on the back of our bow knot. There we go. All right, and set him right there in the center. And then we will bring down, we can fluff up our little bow a little bit. And we will cut the edges where we want them on the card. And I just cut them at an angle just to give it a bit more festive look. And that is going to conclude our not so average Christmas card for today. Thank you guys very much for coming and hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it, and I like spending time with you, and I look forward to doing so again soon. Take care.